So far, we have seen that today Siya was super excited for her first university back scheme, as if someone had come to drop her off at the university. The same teacher conducts interviews with Siya. After that, Siya goes and sits on the last bench, which causes all the students sitting there to start talking among themselves. Even the teacher's facial expressions change a little. Siya glances at them and ignores them. The teacher, managing the atmosphere, calms everyone down and starts taking attendance. After that, she begins her first lecture, which is English. Siya listens to their lecture with full attention for a while, but when she realizes that she already knows all of this, she starts feeling quite bored in the lecture. In this way, the first two classes ended. The second teacher had not yet arrived, so everyone was talking among themselves and occasionally glancing at Siya. She didn't pay much attention to them and was quietly looking out the window. Just then, the classroom door swings open with a loud bang, drawing everyone's attention. The students who were talking a moment ago suddenly sit in silence. When Siya looks, she sees a boy of their age standing in front of her. His hair was messy, falling onto his forehead. He was wearing casual clothes and had highlighted his hair a bit. His body was also very well built, and it was clear just by looking at him that he must be the crush of all the girls. He was the son of a wealthy family in this city named Prince. He was the younger son of the Mehta family. He was very handsome and good-looking, but very angry and arrogant. Because of this, he didn't make friends easily. A little while ago, all the students were talking about Siya sitting on the last bench because Prince absolutely disliked anyone sitting near him. When a student used to sit there before, Prince had insulted him badly. Because of this, no one dared to go near him. Also, he was the crush of all the girls, so the girls in class would follow him around, but within limits. That boy, Prince, glances at everyone and slowly starts walking towards the last bench. When his eyes land on Siya sitting there, they stop. Siya had only glanced at him but then got busy with her mobile. She was more interested in exploring all the features of her new phone. Seeing Siya ignoring him like this makes Prince very angry, because it was the first time a girl had ignored him like this. So he deliberately slams the bench he brought with him down hard. This creates a loud noise, and everyone turns to look. All the students sitting in class thought that Prince would now give Siya a good scolding and insult her. The noise catches Sia's attention, and she starts glaring at her hazel-eyed Prince, but says nothing. Meanwhile, Prince, who was a bit angry earlier, gets lost in Sia's eyes when they meet. He was still looking at a pillow. So Siya looks at him and asks, "Do you need something, too?" Which Prince comes to his senses and, making his voice a bit harsh and arrogant, says, "What do you mean by that? Do I need your permission to sit on my seat?" Siya looks him up and down and says, "What do I care? Do whatever you want." Then she goes back to her phone. because Siya knew very well about Prince's personality and behavior. In a past life, they had met once or twice, and at that time, too, Prince's behavior was the same. But Siya hadn't paid much attention to him then, so why would she? Now Prince glances at Siya and then sits in his place. As soon as Prince does this, all the students in the class start talking among themselves again. Everyone was quite surprised because it was the first time they had seen Prince so subdued. If this had happened earlier, the student sitting in Sia's place would have been crying on the floor by now. But this time, nothing of the sort happened, so everyone was chatting. Meanwhile, the girls in class were feeling a different kind of jealousy. They were already envious of Siya because ever since she had come to class, all the boys' attention had been on her, and they were talking about her too. They were so jealous, and Prince had just added salt to their wounds. Because he didn't let the girls wander around him, and today he was sitting right next to Siya. Without any fuss or drama. Everyone was looking at Siya, and Siya was using her mobile without paying attention to them. Just then, gradually, noise began to build up in the class. Seeing this, Prince slams his hand on the desk and says one word: silence. At just that, complete silence falls over the class. Just then, the classroom door opens again, and the teacher walks in. He was one of the teachers who had taken Sia's exam and was quite impressed with her. He comes in to calm everyone down and asks them to open their books and starts teaching the new chapter. The girl who was using her mobile earlier, after feeling dizzy, puts her phone aside and starts listening to the lecture quietly. She was paying close attention to every word. Prince, sitting next to her, was glancing at her. For some reason, he couldn't take his eyes off her. And Siya had also noticed this, but she thought it was more important to focus on the lecture and ignored him. As soon as the teacher's lecture ended, there was a break time, which caused all the friends to scatter here and there. Siya also wanted to look around, so she took her phone and went straight out of the classroom. She was heading towards the canteen. When she reached the canteen, it was almost filled with more than half of the students. There was a lot of hustle and bustle. Many groups had formed, and they were talking among themselves. Siya goes straight to the counter and orders a milkshake for herself. After making her payment, she looks around and goes to sit at a table where there was space.